This program is sponsored by Dave Stahl.
Power on. Power on.
It's time to take your place on the starting grid and get ready for Racer Radio. Your host, Dave Stahl, about to take you for a white-knuckled lap around the motorsports industry, covering everything from top-notch national drivers and crew chiefs right down to your local kid racers and racetracks. Watch for the apex, because here comes Racer Radio with Dave Stahl.
All right, folks, welcome to Racer Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Brittany Sandoval took the day off. Something about a football game going on. Can you believe that, Bryce?
Not really.
I know. I'm very surprised, too, but just get a little closer. You can pull it. You can grab that mic and pull it towards you. If you like. There you go. All right, we got my buddy Eric Evans in the house. How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Dave?
And we got Bryce in the house.
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
You finally figured out what a sponsor is, huh?
Yeah.
I understand you got a sponsor hooked you up with a new pair of shoes and gloves.
Yep.
How cool is that? Who's your sponsor?
My sponsor is
As he looks to Papa.
Rick.
What does Rick do?
He is from RC Trucking.
Oh, okay. All right. So what kind of shoes and gloves did you get?
I got orange shoes and gloves. I don't know what type they are.
Is it going to match your car?
Yeah.
But you got two cars. Which one does it match? Both of them?
The Mini Dwarf.
The Mini Dwarf. So we were talking off air because you're now racing 2 series. By the way, you can take those off if you want because there's nobody on the line. So you're racing 2 series. You're racing go-karts and Mini Dwarfs, right?
Yeah.
So is there a big difference? Is there a big difference between the two?
No.
Not really. Well, aren't you sitting lower in the go-kart than you are in the Mini Dwarf? Don't you sit a little bit higher in the Mini Dwarf?
Yeah, just a little bit.
But it doesn't really seem to make a difference to you?
No.
Yeah. Well, to me, I haven't driven a Mini Dwarf because I'm too small. I could probably put one on my right foot, but that's about as far as it would go.
Yeah.
But the go-kart, you have no body around you, right?
No, you just sit in a bucket seat and
Fresh air.
press the gas pedal.
Yeah. But with the Mini Dwarf, at least you've got a body around you, which would you say kind of doesn't allow you to see what's going on around you, where with a go-kart you can? Or do you still see pretty good?
In the go-kart and the Mini Dwarf, in the go-kart you can see better.
Yeah.
In the Mini Dwarf, it's like the...
Restricted, just a little bit restricted.
Yeah, it's like right here, and you're sitting
Much
right
lower.
here.
But you don't care. All you look forward is going to the front. You don't care what's behind you.
Yeah.
That's what a racer's supposed to say. So where you been racing?
I've been racing at Cocopa.
And you like that track?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you do?
Good.
Did you win?
I almost got second. Or I got second.
You got second. Wow. How many cars were in the race?
I don't really know.
Wow, that's
8.
That's a lot. That's a lot. All right. Have you won a race yet?
Yes, I've won a heat race.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Do you have any problem breathing?
No.
Because, when you get older, you forget how to breathe. Because you get so excited. Eric's over here bobbing his head. Am I right?
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And the more important the race, the harder it is.
The more you're locked down trying to focus on what you're doing, it's hard to tell somebody that you forget to breathe. But
Till things start to get a little dizzy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you realize, whoa, wait, I gotta suck it in. Yeah. So I understand you got a new job for 2021 out of Verona.
Not a new job, same old job.
Running the
little kids division again.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's
like herding cats.
It is a bit like herding cats, but I'll tell you, Dave, it's some of the most rewarding stuff you can ever do to give back to your group that's treated you so well, is to take care of these little kids and watch them grow. And I'm actually racing against kids that have gone through our junior programs now.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are kicking my butt.
Well, you are a little on the chunky side compared to, Bryce, doesn't even break 100 pounds, right?
Nope.
Well, no, he doesn't.
I'm only 60.2 pounds.
60.2. Well, you already know how much you weigh. You got this thing all figured out. But no, by the way, folks, if you don't know Eric Evans has been racing in San Diego for
My whole entire life.
I was going to say your whole entire life. I knew you from Cajon Speedway. That's probably where I knew you the best and the most. And you were awesome. You were always a great show. And that's really what it's all about.
Well, thank you very much. It's I've been fortunate. My family taught me the love of this sport, and I just super fortunate to be able to pass it down to my children and now my grandchildren. Wow. It's that's something special. I guess if you're born into a family where your parents are doctors, your tendency would be to become a doctor.
Correct.
Well, I was just so happened to be born into a family that
was into racing.
So therefore, I followed in the footsteps.
But the benefit of racing, in my mindset, is it teaches the children so many life lessons that need to be learned.
It absolutely does. We're talking everything from how to be good sportsmen around each other to being able to just do some simple things in life that they probably don't teach in school. Read a tape measure, know how to change your own tire, how to be mechanically sound with your equipment, teaches you how to prep.
Because we don't do that anymore. We don't teach our kids how to change a flat, how to change oil. I know when you were a kid, you couldn't get your first car. I bet you couldn't drive it until you learned how to change the oil, change a flat, knew where the fuses were.
Oh, yeah. Well, my first few cars was basically, hey, dude, if you want to drive it, you need to go out there and fix it. Some old hand-me-down stuff. One of my favorite cars was a late 70s Datsun B210 hatchback. Just a little hunk of junk, but man, that thing was fun to drive. But I had to go fix it.
And it was your pride and joy.
Yeah, absolutely was. While all my friends were walking around the high school, here I'm driving this,
little hot rod B210.
Yeah, exactly right. And the thing had probably all of 62 horsepower going downhill, but it was fast. It was better than walking,
and it was fast for you.
Absolutely was.
Well, then I'll have to tell you this. I may have told you this story. So my dad gives me a '51 Chevy 2-door coupe, straight six. Says, you get that thing running, son, and it's yours for free. And he never gave nothing to nobody for free. Holy mackerel, man. By the time he got home from work, I had the pan out of it. I had the head off. I had the pistons out of it. I was so excited. He comes out in the garage. He goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to get this thing running. He says it needed a battery. Oh, my God. Would he help me put it back together? No.
No way, huh?
6 months it took me to put that thing back together. But once I got it running,
you knew every nut and bolt in it?
I knew every nut and bolt. But
yeah.
But is that a terrible thing to do to your son?
Well,
just needed a battery.
Yeah.
But it taught me.
Sure.
I may not have been happy about it in the beginning because I didn't get to drive as soon as I wanted to drive. But once I started driving one, I never worried about the car breaking down.
Well, it gives you a sense of satisfaction knowing that you tore the thing apart and were able to put it back together. And
on the floor of a garage.
Certainly.
No engine stand, no impact wrenches. Yeah, none of the above. All right. By the way, I ruined his name, folks. It's Bryson with S-E-N. Driving car number
2.
Boom. Go-kart number
2.
Well, at least you won't forget it, huh?
No.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money on decals.
Nope.
Absolutely. Oh, have I ever given you any Racer Radio stickers?
No.
Guess what I brought today? I think I've got them in my bag.
Racer Radio stickers.
That's right. We're going to hook you up for your cars. Verona Circle Track is the schedule's out. We're finally getting the schedule where we need it to be, and then just start marking your calendars. What do you got there, son?
I got a sticker.
Oh, you do. I like that. What's with the little squiggly arrow?
I don't know. Ask Victory Graphics.
Oh, in fact, Victory just made mine too. So, yeah. Well, he likes to make stickers. I'll have to dig in my bag.
My stepdad made him do that.
Did he? Well, I think it's kind of a cool sticker, really. So, because, this way, because it goes that way, not that way, right? It goes like this. Or does it go like this? Doesn't go like that. That's the
No,
arrow. it
because
goes
that
like-
would be weird.
that would be totally weird. So okay. So you're working on sponsors. We finally figured out that you needed to help Papa a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Dirt Dude's on the line. You want to say hi to Dirt Dude?
Sure.
Say hi to Dirt Dude.
What's up, Dirt Dude?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
Good.
On the way over, so I was listening to the radio and listening to your guests and everything. So I was going to bring up, I don't know if Eric talked about it, but did he talk about his dad took away his car one time?
No. Well, let's hear that story.
Oh.
Oh, no.
So you're going to make me cry on the radio, are you? So
Go ahead.
So back when I was 16 years old in high school, racing at Cajon Speedway for my first season, during the late summer, I got in an accident, last turn, last lap, and it bent the front clip on my car, and I needed it replaced. And we raced every week. So in order to race it, I really needed to work on my car. And I decided, with the 16-year-old wisdom I had, that if I did not go to school, I could get in like an extra 7 hours working on my car. So that started Monday. We raced on Saturday. I crashed. Sunday, I started tearing it apart. And make a long story short, one day led to 2 days, led to a whole entire semester of me staying at home working on my race car instead of going to school. Well, when it all caught up to me and I was confronted with, hey, son, how come you did not go to school? Of course, my explanation was, well, Dad, I'm racing cars. You know, who needs school? You know, I don't need school to know how to turn left, step on the gas pedal. So his reply to that was to, and this was my pride and joy. I worked on this car every single
And
day.
how old were you?
16 years old. I worked on this car every single day of my existence.
Right.
He went down. As soon as he found out, he went down and found out the explanation why. He went down, filled up his cutting torch bottles, came back and said, you're going to cut that race car up right now. You are not going to race again until after you graduate high school. So one of the worst life lessons you could ever go through was cutting up something that you worked so hard to build and maintain and all of that.
Your dad must have known my dad.
Oh, that.
Well, back in the day, that's the way. But look at the life. I mean, whether it was a good lesson or not a good lesson.
Oh, it was a good lesson, and it was justifiably deserved.
Well, sure.
But man, that was one of the most difficult
Brutal.
things I had to do in my whole entire life, knowing how hard I worked on that thing. And it was like he wasn't going to sell it. He wasn't going to part it out and piece it to other people. You are throwing that away. We are done till you graduate high school. And Dave, so I started off semester behind. I graduated a semester early so I could get back in a race car. And within 3 weeks of me getting my diploma, I was back in a race car.
Darn right.
Yeah.
And I bet your grades were awesome.
You know what? Honor roll student.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Well,
crazy.
it's where you put your mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really what it amounts to. And I've heard you've heard me on TV. I try to get parents to get their kids in there because if you can get their kids racing, you got them right where you want them.
Yeah.
Their rooms will stay clean. Their grades will be great. They'll be perfect little gentlemen and little young ladies because that's the tool. Because if you love it as much as you loved it, you know, it works. A little harsh, but it worked.
It is a little harsh, but it makes you goal oriented.
I would have loved to have seen you cutting that car up. Little teeny cuts. Just little teeny.
Yeah, I
I
think-
bet it took forever to cut it up.
You'd have probably seen some tears streaming down my face as I was cutting that thing up. But you know what? We came back bigger and better and stronger and faster.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of shaped me and molded me into the person I am today.
Yeah. Well,
So that's pretty much why I wanted to have him kind of cover that story because, you know, it humbles you. And I knew that story, and I knew it's like part of your life. But now you pass that on to your kids,
Sure.
your grandkid, your son. You know, with Christopher racing, and now your grandson racing. It's and your daughter. You know, it's all through the family now.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely is to the family. And, you know, it's such a family-orientated sport anymore. Back when I was growing up, children weren't allowed in the pit area.
Right.
So they had to go in the grandstands, which
Yep.
usually meant mom had to go up there and watch them. So it was just dad and a couple of his buddies down there working on race cars. But now the whole entire family gets to come on in and we have seen it evolve into a total family sport. Everybody's buying motorhomes.
Oh, man.
And they're just,
It's totally changed the landscape of grassroots racing. It really, really has.
it really has.
Because when you eliminate a portion of that family, it's guys will race just to race, but it's not the commitment. Like when you get the kids in there, you get to start teaching them. No, that's a great story. And Dirt Dude, that was awesome of you to pick that one up. That
thanks,
was great.
Dirt Dude.
Yeah, you made his day. He's already crying again. Well, because those are memories that just, that's not something you will ever forget.
I will never forget that.
Yeah.
And you pass that on. Like your kids now are like, you can't ever take my car and be like, my dad took my car. I can take yours too. It's not. You can't ever live with that.
No, and luckily, all of our children have grown up around racing their whole lives, and now the grandkids, and it teaches a sense of self-worth, self-respect, and just family in general. If we don't go without, and we're missing a family member, it's just not the same. We need to have the whole entire family there.
Exactly.
You even adopted kids. What about Stephen Luch, man? I think that's like one of your kids you've adopted.
I've adopted quite a few of them in the past, so always willing to help out the younger racers.
Well, and that's really it in a nutshell. Like just in the first hour, we had Audrey Mason in, and she's like 20-something years old. Wants to go off-road racing in the worst way. So I had two very high-powered women that have raced the Dakar, and they've raced, all these different off-road races. So I had her sit in for that hour. We got done. Her hands, her palms were sweating. I mean, she is so amped up. She actually signed to race the Rebelle, which is an all-women's race. I don't know if you know about it.
Mm-mm.
From Lake Tahoe to Glamis.
Really?
Off-road with a compass and a piece of paper that's a map.
Wow.
No nav. They have to work on their own cars, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, so she's kind of like you. I mean, she's super hardcore about it, and she is so excited about doing it. And it's because she grew up, going to the desert, her and her family.
Sure.
Motorhome, side-by-sides, whatever the case may be. Off they go.
Yep.
I know Eric talked about he's got pretty much everything for every division. I don't know if he still has it, but he's raced every division, been a champion in almost every division, except
Sure.
for a dwarf car. And I know you finally got a dwarf car. So
Yeah, I've been pretty
And hopefully-
fortunate.
So I guess I got to
your
give you
family's
some
able to
stickers,
say.
too, before you leave.
Hey, buddy, you want your stickers in Victory Lane? You
Abs-
gave some to Bryson. I guess.
You're getting some before you leave. You just tell me how many you need, because I gave him 2 and 2. I don't know, because a go-kart's not that big. So I don't know. So however many you need, I've got a bundle here. I'll make sure you get hooked up.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably either unleash either Eric or Brittany or both, because she's phenomenal about lining up guests for radio. So, but I think we just need to, have a set, and that doesn't make it. It could be kids, it could be adults. The station loves it when Bryson comes in. KUSI just loves it when he comes in because they just get the biggest kick out of him. Yeah, that's you, Shorty.
I know.
You were listening?
I actually have a funny story about something that my mom said.
Really? What was that?
Well, first time I ever flipped, my second race after that, I did a couple laps and I started to get scared and I pulled over. And my mom told me, if you don't do a couple more laps, I'm just going to sell all your stuff and you can be done racing.
Oh, and you said, "See you later, Mom."
Good thing she didn't do it. Also, I didn't drive again that night.
Yeah. But now it doesn't scare you anymore, does it?
No.
Because you got new shoes and new gloves now.
Those aren't really comfortable. The shoes are fine, but the gloves are a little too tight.
Oh, are they? You're growing.
Well, I guess we'll just have to talk to RC Trucking and tell him that he got your gloves a little too small.
Yeah.
He might have to bump up the size.
Yeah.
But we're going to need that once every 2 months because
Yeah.
problem we have with the kids divisions is they grow out of their equipment faster than they wear out their equipment.
You think? I know. And you can't do like my dad did. He went down to the Army surplus store and got a size 12 boot and stuffed the toe with newspaper. And as I grew, he just kept pulling the newspaper out. Trust me, I got calf muscles. I could kick you in the butt and it would hurt for a week.
Sure.
But that's another story. Let's take a break. Hey, buddy, thanks for calling in. All right, folks, welcome back to Racer Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
All right, we got Eric Evans in the house and grandson Bryson, racer of vehicle number 2, go-kart and mini dwarf. So who have you got now? Have you got the same sponsors on the go-kart and the mini dwarf, or just different ones?
Only numbers on the mini dwarf.
Okay.
No.
Only numbers.
Sponsors on the mini dwarf and on the go-kart, only numbers.
Yeah, because you don't have, there's not a lot of sheet metal.
You don't have room. There's only room for the stickers he gave me.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's about it. We can put one on the front of your helmet, like there. Oh, wait a minute. You might not be able to see, huh?
Yeah. Or we could put it like right there.
You could.
Or on the back.
Yeah, you could.
Somewhere.
So what's on the What's on the mini dwarf? Who's your sponsors?
My sponsor is Evans Door and Gate, Parkinson Motors, Victory Graphics, Elite Motorsports, BTS Equipment,
As he looks left. And
RC Trucking.
Oh, how could you forget RC Trucking?
And I have Mom and Dad, and I have many more room.
You still have more room, right?
Yeah, I still have room for like 150.
Yeah. How do people get a hold of you if they want to talk to you about sponsorship?
I'm not really on that duty. I think they are.
Give it to the big guy.
Yeah, Papa's on duty of that.
How would they get a hold of you, bud?
You can get a hold of us. We're on Facebook, Evans Door and Gate on Facebook. You can also just look it up in the digital yellow pages.
There you go.
And we would definitely be interested in helping out our young racers for sure.
What we need to do, it'd be a good sponsor for you, probably even El Cajon Ford or some car dealership. That way,
I agree.
That way, Bryson could take the car down to the dealership for a couple hours on a Saturday and sit there.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to talk to Paul Dyke about that.
I think so. We'll just tell Paul if he's not interested. Dave's got like 5 other dealerships that is.
That is, huh? Yeah.
First right of refusal. I love that. That's
There
the
we
best
go.
part of it.
I
That's
think a
right.
good sponsorship for me would be someone who would like get us new helmets, new
Right.
racing suits, and all of that.
I agree.
Because
You know another one you need?
what?
A food sponsor.
I already have 2 of those.
Who are they? Who are they?
Antonelli's Deli.
You have Antonelli's?
Yeah.
I just downloaded their menu. I'm going there. Oh, that's right. Your mom likes their peanut butter and jelly sandwich, huh? I think so. What's the other one?
Barbecue Wrangler.
Oh, you got my 2 favorite places to eat. How come you're not chubby? Because you don't eat at all?
Really? Most of the time, we don't even eat there. We just get chili and sandwiches. And
yeah.
my mom makes the chili. We don't get the chili.
Is it you like their sandwiches?
Yeah, I like their sandwiches because they're like most of the time, if they're really barbecue, then I don't really like them that much.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're like just perfect, then I'm fine.
There you go. Okay. Hey,
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Well, hey, it's a it's a potential customer. What are you gonna say?
That's
And
right.
everybody knows one thing about racing. Doesn't matter about all the work you put into it. It matters about how much fun you have.
Absolutely. Did I tell you what I got Brittany for her birthday?
What?
5 pounds of bacon.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. There's a
Then-
place
then
called
she-
Newski's. They're back in Wisconsin where all the cheese is. And I ordered her, is it 5 pounds or 50 pounds? But anyway, she got a big box of different kinds of bacon. Do you like bacon?
Yeah.
I know. Brittany loves bacon.
She has a bacon candle too.
I know. And she has a bacon mask. One of these masks we have to
she
wear.
has a bacon mask, and she says it smells like bacon on the inside.
That's because she cooks with it, and that's why she does it.
She should just cook the bacon, put it inside the little pocket thing.
There you go.
That's right there in the slot, and just
And then she could
have
snack.
it on like bacon.
She could snack as she's working.
Yeah, just
There you go. Right there.
There you go.
So how are you doing? Are you in school yet, or are you still a schooling at home?
I just recently got a COVID test, but I'm good. I'm in school now.
Okay. What school do you go to?
WD Hall,
Where's that at?
El Cajon.
All right. How you like it?
Good.
Do they all know you're a race car driver?
Only the girls.
Okay, one thing. Why do you have to mention that in the middle of a radio?
Because
Girls like race car drivers.
girls do like race car drivers, don't you think?
Only though, if there's one I like that is a race car driver, then wow.
I see how you roll. Okay, I see how. And you're all of 7 going on 27? No, not really.
I'm not really 27.
Not yet.
I'm 7.
I know, 7.
I'm about to be 8.
When's your birthday?
October 15th.
Oh, you got a little ways to go. You just had your birthday.
No, I didn't.
Well, last October.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Couple of months long. It was
52 months ago.
well, it was shorter going that way than it is going this way, right?
Actually, I want to go that way again so I can just get my birthday again.
Oh, do you like birthdays?
Yeah, the fun thing about them is you get whatever you want.
You think? Yeah.
I just like that about birthdays.
Do you?
I mean, these two, Grandma and Grandpa, they're always the ones who are just spoiling me with sugar, candy, ice cream, any of that. They already got me a hoverboard for Christmas.
A
Hey, dude.
hoverboard.
You weren't supposed to tell your mom that.
Yeah, that was a secret.
Hey, the hoverboard.
No, the ice cream.
The
and
ice cream and
Oh.
the sugar and the candy. Yeah, and the fact. No, but you know what? In defense of your grandmother and grandfather.
Mom, you should have plugged your ears.
That's right. But you
I
know
like the
what?
delay.
In the defense, that's what grandmothers and grandfathers do. That's their job. If you look at the piece of paper that says what does a grandmother and grandfather do, that's in
my
the paperwork.
One of my friends asked me that, and they said, "What do Grandma and Grandpa's supposed to do?" And I'm like,
Spoil me.
spoil you.
There you go.
And sometimes when I look at my Nana, I see that she has ice cream in the freezer, and I'm like,
You like ice cream?
"Can I have ice cream?"
And she says, "Of course."
She sometimes
Some-
says, "Of course."
well, do you have to?
Papa's really like, "You're good. You get whatever you want. I don't care."
Well, as long as you're good.
Nana's like, "Bad, you get ice cream. You're good. You don't get nothing."
I think that's the other way around, but we won't go there. All right. So, what have you been doing on your race car? Have you been doing any work on it?
See, I don't get to control where it goes.
So you haven't been working on it lately?
Nope.
Well, it seems his grandparents have different sets of talents here. So when he's got to go back up
2 minutes.
to Ramona to have bits and pieces worked on, or it comes down to my shop in National City, or it goes to his house in El Cajon. Everybody does. It's got their own little parts to
Is
it.
that where your shop is, National City?
That is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. So, did you enjoy yourself today?
Yeah.
Yeah. You always like coming in, huh? Too bad Brittany wasn't here, though, huh?
Yeah.
But that's okay. But she's a girl. She's a racer.
She is.
Yeah. Think you could ever beat her?
Probably could.
Probably could. We'll have to do a challenge race. What do you think? Think we ought to do a challenge race? Let's see. You want to say it?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, as we all know, sponsors do make this world go round in motorsports. I mean, they're some of the most valuable resources that we have.
Without a
and
doubt.
without them, we couldn't do the things, not only our racetrack sponsors that we have, but our personal sponsors, I have my car owners, Nikki and Brian. Thank you guys very much. My daughters at Evans Door and Gate. My brother, Mikey, at Sam's Alignment. Skeeter at Skeeter Sports and Imports. And, of course, I can't forget my good buddy, Rick Chavez at RC Trucking. Thank you, buddy. Mike Atkinson, Mar Motorsports. I mean, that guy's there for me, and all these sponsors, every single one of them. If you just ask, I mean, they will drop what they're doing to come and help you, and they'll give you anything that you need. And I could not possibly be where I'm at without them. And thank you to each and every one of them.
Very good. Well, keep winning. That's what they're looking for.
That is what they're looking for.
Like
All right, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.